Logan and his buddies from digging underground and planting bombs all over Germany.
That is true.
They were up to no good, the Nazis.
Yes.
So she knew that. No, I mean, I think they, yeah, I mean, I don't know what the Democrats should just embrace Doge because, you know, like you said in your monologue, long ago, they claimed that they wanted to cut down on government waste. So if they just embrace Doge and they say, well, that's not the problem we have with Trump. But everybody knows if you cut government waste, you're going to be the hero. Yeah. So they should stop trying to fight it. They should say, look, we don't really like Trump. We don't really like Elon Musk. But if they find anything, God bless them.
Yeah. You know, Molly, you were tweeting a lot about the Brennan Rubio interview. And I believe now when you hear the word weaponization, it means that they don't really know what they're saying. Like, it's like that word always carries the weight of the sentence. And she struck me as thoroughly checked out of the building at that point.
Well, it is rare to see that combination of condescension and arrogance and just complete idiocy. It doesn't really go together very well. But, you know, you give this speech on free speech and the importance of religious liberty and freedom and listening to your voters, and you think, who could really be against this? And in comes Margaret Brennan to be like, I'm against that. Those are bad things. And many other people in the media are doing it as well. And it's just like, no one in history has been on the side of good if they were suppressing speech.
Yeah.
And yet that's what they're going all in on.
You know what kills me is J.D. Vance did 2 speeches in like a week that were great. That one and the AI speech. And it makes you think about, like, Kamala, 4 years she didn't give 2 speeches that were any good, you know? You don't have to applaud. It was just me coming to that realization very slowly. And I will admit, it was kind of boring at that point. I was actually bored making that, like, thought. Loftus, you depend on the kindness of strangers when you're living on the streets.
Yes.
Can you return the favor to our fellow Democrats? Because it seems to me they don't have a path until somebody gives it to them.
They don't. They've experimented with a couple of different ways of pushing back against Doge. They're like, I don't think Elon Musk and his boys are good at math. I'm worried about the math. Yeah, he catches rockets with chopsticks, so shut up about the math. They're like, oh, he might have your social security number. I don't know. He ran PayPal. Okay, so... They really have to do the Casablanca thing where they have to be like, we're shocked that there's government overspending. Oh my goodness! That way then they get in on it. Like I declare, we should start a committee of our own just to check his numbers and make sure. Maybe my sister-in-law could be on that committee, and that normally pays $2 million a year, but. I can't get enough Doge. I want a Doge 24-hour channel. Doge it all. Pinch every penny.
Kat, good to see you as always. You're a trooper. I realize that you as a libertarian, me basically Republican libertarian, we're used to abuse, so we don't care what people think. I think Democrats have a real problem with praise. They need it. And so that's why they could never turn away the woke, because they were so dependent on being liked by them. Is that a good theory, a bad theory, or just... No, that's a good theory.
Well, I really want to talk about the free speech thing, because there's a huge misconception right now that makes no sense to me about what free speech is and who it's for. In recent years, there's been this misunderstanding that somehow free speech is a tool of the powerful.
Yeah.
But that's backwards. It's a tool against the powerful. Marginalized people throughout history have understood this. Social justice leaders throughout history have understood this. Whether you're talking about Frederick Douglass, Susan B. Anthony, have understood that unpopular ideas or people who are oppressed are the ones that need free speech to be able to speak out against the powerful. And the way that people talk about that, they've completely lost sight of that. It's completely backwards, and it's almost as stupid as thinking that there was free speech in Nazi Germany.
Yes.
But it's also maybe why they're having trouble. Like you were saying that common sense is what the Trump is doing. He picks these issues where 80% of people agree. But because of censorship, that 20% has been elevated, and people think that's like a much bigger opinion than people have. Because of their suppression and free speech, they've now written themselves out of power.
Yeah, and also, I'm trying to think of any issue that Trump hasn't, I said this on the 5, that it's like showing up at Walmart on Saturday after Black Friday. Trump's picked through everything, you know, and like every single issue, he has gotten there and gotten right in the middle, and you show up and you go like, well, on gender, he kind of did the right thing. On the border, he kind of did. And you're like going like, well, I'm trying to think, what is the new issue? It might be AI in the future, something like that, but I can't see it.
And he got all the easy ones too, like the penny.
Yes.
Like, they could have gotten rid of the penny when I was a kid.
Plastic straws.
Yes, exactly.
Plastic straws, pennies, dudes in locker rooms for women. These are all like no-brainers. Up next, fans of the Maple Leaf are causing us grief. Hey, hey, it's video of the day. Canada got cocky till we crushed them in hockey. Our video of the day comes from the NHL's Four Nations Face-Off tournament. Nancy Pelosi couldn't make it. In Montreal, where Team USA went head-to-head with Team Canada. But when our national anthem was played, the arena full of Canadians did this. Wow, usually when I hear boos like that, it's when I'm putting my shirt back on. Once the game started, 3 fights broke out in the first 9 seconds.
Did not see this. Bennett in the lineup for the first.
Wow, that got uglier faster than Taylor Swift in the rain. Hey, Molly, is there some big grand meaning to come out of this? I mean, these fights break out, they boo our national anthem. What put your analysis on this? I'm trying to find meaning from this.
I absolutely think there's meaning here, and it made me so proud as an American to see the whistle blows and the guys take off their gloves and go for it. It's like things we haven't seen since the 1980s, this pride in the country. And Canada, I understand that Trump has said some mean things about them or wants to take them over. They should remember that we are responsible for their security and that they've been good friends, but like this is just disrespectful. But I definitely think like America's back, and it's not just Trump and Vance; it's down to the hockey players.